Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all are having a great day so far. So today we are going to be continuing with the device which we have downgraded in a previous video, this iPad mini 2nd generation. Currently, firmware is on revision, if we check the about, 10.3.3. And we are going to be leveraging a Webkit exploit known as TotallyNotSpywareLol to perform this jailbreak and install some tweaks on this device. So before we get started, we can go over and look at the GitHub page. However, on this particular device, it's not loading the page correctly. So I will go ahead and read the GitHub from another device, and we can start to get a little bit more information regarding what this exploit actually is. So it is a Webkit exploit. It is definitely not spyware. It can be ran on the 64-bit iOS device as soon as possible, that being as long as it's compatible with version iOS 10. And I will post a link in the description to see if your device is going to be compatible with this particular method. There are a few different methods for exploiting iOS 10 on different devices, so looking at that list would probably be your first place to go. So below that, we have the live version of TotallyNotSpywareLol, and we're going to take a look at that in a minute. But first, we'll go and review some of the information found on this page. So repo structure and building. The front end and the Webkit exploit are in root. Kernel exploit is in glue, and post exploitation is in glue dep, those locations. The double helix and Meridian exploits individually can be built independently into static libraries. For this particular method on this device, we are going to be leveraging double helix. So they can be built independently, make headless for double helix, and make all for Meridian, respectively, in their particular directories. Those are then used to build the payload in glue, which is the binary that's ran from JIT after the Webkit exploit. And that can also be built with just a make, and will build all dependencies as needed. So it's all finally strung together with the Webkit exploit running make in root, which will again build those dependencies as needed. Moving on to the patch information. The developers originally wanted to backport the Webkit patch to iOS 10, but ultimately they gave up, and to be fair, it's for a very good reason. And seeing the patch for details, however, the gist is one part of the Webkit bug was incorrect predictions in that location, which is basically a huge switch case. The fix for that was to reroute some values of blocks which were already used for other values. And on the versions they checked, the compiler had generated jump tables for that, so their idea would have been to just find and patch those jump tables since the correct code would already be present. However, the issue is that the values that everything depends on have changed hundreds of times over the lifetime of iOS 10, which is apparently much more frequently than there have been iOS releases, especially at the time of this release. And there seems to be no landmarks anywhere nearby in the code, so it's virtually impossible for them to determine which values to patch, since they would need to look through every single one of those values that haven't changed in order to determine where to go from there. So once again, it was a good call to just give up on that. And going further into the credits, the final countdown product is so final product developed by Jake Blair. The entire front-end website developed by Fox of Fox. Webkit exploit from Niklas Baumstark with part of Samuel Gross code patched in, and everyone credited for the double helix and Meridian jailbreaks, which will also, information for who participated on those will be in the description. So all of that being said, we will go ahead and proceed with the exploit. I'm just going to open the live version on here. Seizure warning, by the way. So if you are prone to epileptic seizures, you might want to skip past this part. And when the URL here is TotallyNotSpywareLol. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Enter that into our device. So TotallyNotSpywareLol. And there it is, Reckoning Day. So similar to what we've seen before, we are going to go ahead and slide for spyware, and then we will proceed with the jailbreak. It looks like it rendered on a solid color. And after waiting for some time, it showed a message indicating that the kernel has been pwned. And now we receive another prompt for jailbreak. Your device can be jailbroken with either double helix or Meridian, so please choose. For this particular case, we are going to be using double helix. And after tapping that, we will wait for a little bit longer. Downloads the bootstrap, which may take a little while. And we'll go ahead and wait for that. To the home screen for just a moment. It looks like it's loading here. And here we are, back at the front page. Let's go ahead and press the home button. And then scrolling over to the right, we can see that Cydia has been installed on this device. If we are to go ahead and open up Cydia, we can see that sources are loading. And similar to other installations in the past, there are essential upgrades that we can perform, which we can just proceed to do those or not on how you will utilize the device. After we update some of those essential packages, we can go again and return to Cydia. And then from here, we can install tweaks which are compatible with iOS 10. So at this point, the iPad is jailbroken. There are various different tweaks that you can install. And I'm going to go ahead and start preparing this device for the user who is looking to continue to use it. So that's all I really have for today's video. If you have any questions or comments, like always, you can go ahead and leave those in the chat. However, if there is not, thank you all for watching once again, and I hope you all have a great day. Take care.